Today, we are taking a look at Revy from Black Lagoon. This is the bunny version released by System Service in the One-Seventh Carat line. Black Lagoon is an action series centered on the dangerous jobs and conflicts surrounding the Lagoon Company in Southeast Asia. Revy is one of its central members, known for her fearless attitude, forceful personality, and exceptional skill with two handguns. Today's highlights for this figure are the fearless expression, the bold bunny suit with its open center and crossed lacing, and the seated pose that brings out Revy's personality very effectively. The first highlight is the expression. The golden brown eyes sit beneath sharply angled brows, the mouth opens widely, and the white teeth remain clearly visible, so the face gives off a fearless and confrontational mood rather than a restrained one. Because the gaze stays direct and the corners of the mouth rise strongly, the expression becomes the first element that draws attention to the figure. The second highlight is the bold bunny suit. The black bunny suit is divided at the chest by crossed cords, and a long open section continues down the center of the abdomen, so the exposed skin remains clearly framed by the outfit from top to bottom. Additional lacing appears along the sides, while the high-cut lower section, white tail, and black thigh-high boots continue the same design through the hips and legs. The third highlight is the pose. One arm rests across the raised knee, the other reaches down toward the floor, one leg rises beside the torso, and the other leg opens widely away from the body, so the figure is built from several crossing directions rather than one simple seated shape. The two handguns, the outward flowing ponytail, and the different angles of the legs continue that movement and help the whole silhouette feel wide and easy to follow. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Her golden brown eyes sit beneath long upper eyelid lines that extend toward the outer edges of the face. The dark pupils are surrounded by lighter color, while the eyebrows angle inward above them. Her gaze is directed forward with a slight outward shift, giving the eyes a sharp and self-assured appearance. The mouth opens widely across the lower half of the face, with a clear row of white teeth visible between the lips. Both corners of the mouth rise into a broad smile, and the rounded cheeks narrow smoothly toward the chin. The combination of the focused eyes, angled eyebrows, and exposed teeth creates a bold expression that immediately stands out from the front. The bangs divide near the center of the forehead and fall into several pointed sections above the eyebrows. Longer strands frame the sides of the face, curving past the cheeks and extending toward the chin. The hair changes from a darker reddish-purple around the upper sections to a softer pink toward the longer ends, with carved lines separating the individual locks. At the back of the head, the hair is gathered into a ponytail that extends outward behind the body. It begins as a thick section near the tied area and gradually separates into several narrower ends. Additional strands curve away from the face and overlap the white collar near the neck. The bunny ears rise from the top of the head with narrow bases and pointed tips. Each ear has a black outer border surrounding a bright pink inner section. Small gray connection pieces sit between the ears and the hair, clearly separating the head accessory from the surrounding hair. A white collar wraps around the neck, with two pointed ends extending toward the chest. A black bow tie sits separately at the front and spreads outward from a small central knot. Below it, the black bunny suit begins with two divided chest sections. Their outer edges rise higher, while the inner edges dip toward the center. Small loops line those inner edges, and thin black cords pass through them in a crossed arrangement, connecting the two sides while leaving the space between them open. Below the chest, the opening continues down the center of the abdomen as a long, empty cutout. Narrow black borders trace both sides of the opening and follow the curve of the torso before drawing closer together near the waist. Crossed lacing also appears along the sides, where the cords pass through small loops, gather at a knot, and leave loose ends hanging beside the waist. The back of the bunny suit is cut low across the lower back. One arm extends outward and bends at the elbow before resting across the raised knee. A black wrist section sits beneath a wide white cuff with crossed cords tied over it and a small round black fastener on the cuff. Her hand closes around a silver handgun with the index finger inside the trigger guard and a pale green panel fitted to the grip. The other arm reaches down toward the floor and rests over the second handgun, repeating the same wrist and cuff details. The lower section of the black bunny suit rises high from the waist toward the upper thighs. A vertical dividing line runs down the center, while the outer edges curve upward around the hips. Narrow black borders trace those edges and clearly separate the suit from the exposed upper portions of the legs. At the back, the black section narrows beneath a round white tail attached as a separate piece. Small raised details cover its surface, and the base becomes narrower where it connects to the suit. Both legs are covered by black thigh-high boots. Their upper edges cross the thighs diagonally, forming a clear boundary between the exposed legs and the boots. The boots follow the curves of the legs, narrow around the ankles, and continue into pointed toes. Crossed lacing appears near the upper outer section of each boot. Thin cords pass through several loops, gather into tied sections, and leave long ends hanging along the outside of the legs. One leg is raised beside the torso, with the thigh angled upward and the knee held high. The booted leg descends diagonally, while the forearm rests across the knee and the handgun extends beside it. The other booted leg opens widely away from the body from the thigh through the foot. Its knee is deeply bent, allowing the entire leg to spread broadly along the floor beside the seated body. The contrast between the raised leg and the widely opened leg gives the lower half its broad seated shape. This figure is approximately 16 centimeters tall. That's about 6.3 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Revy, by System Service, stands out because this figure combines a fearless expression, a bold black bunny outfit, 2 silver handguns, and a seated pose that guides the eye naturally across the whole piece. The face leaves a strong first impression. The golden brown eyes sit beneath sharply angled eyebrows, the mouth opens widely, and the white teeth remain clearly visible, so the expression feels confident and confrontational. The raised corners of the mouth strengthen that fearless mood without taking attention away from the eyes. The hair supports that presentation very effectively. The bangs divide into pointed front sections, while the longer strands curve around the cheeks and continue toward the chin. The darker reddish-purple color around the upper sections shifts into softer pink toward the ends. Behind the head, the ponytail spreads outward and separates into several narrower tips, which keeps the silhouette active from the back. The tall black and pink bunny ears add a clear upward accent above the head. The upper body works well because the outfit layout and the pose support each other closely. The white collar and black bow tie create a small layered focal point at the neck, and from there, the eye moves into the divided chest sections of the bunny suit. Crossed cords connect the two sides of the chest, while the long central opening continues through the abdomen. Additional lacing appears along the sides of the torso, and the low-cut back creates another clear change in the outfit layout. One arm bends across the raised knee, while the other reaches toward the floor, and a silver handgun is placed beneath each hand. The lower body gives the figure much of its appeal. The high-cut edge of the bunny suit clearly separates the black outfit from the exposed upper thighs, while the white tail creates a distinct accent at the back. Both legs are covered by black thigh-high boots with crossed lacing near their upper edges. One leg rises beside the torso, while the other booted leg opens widely away from the body, creating a strong contrast in height and direction. The narrow ankles and pointed toes give both legs a clear finish. What makes the figure especially effective is the way all of these elements connect. The eye can move from the face through the chest lacing down into the two differently angled legs, and then return through the handguns, ponytail, and raised arm without feeling stuck. Because of that, fans of Black Lagoon or Revy will likely enjoy this piece very much. Collectors who like fearless expressions, bold bunny-style outfit arrangements, and seated poses with a wide flowing silhouette should find it a very satisfying addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.